So we're at the River Center right now. I've never been here. It's actually right next to my house, so I'm surprised I've never been here. But we're gonna go check it out, see what they have in here. It looked really cool online, so I'm curious. Okay, well, this is pretty cool. Wow, look at this guy. Holy cow, that's a yellow-headed moray, and that's a tessellata moray. We actually had both of these at one point. We had a tessellata about that size, and then we had a yellow moray. A lot smaller than this guy. That's a really, really big one, but absolutely beautiful eels. We got some turtles in here. This is one of the coolest turtle enclosures I've ever seen. One's basking, one's swimming, but look at this. It's pretty much an above ground pond. Holy cow, look at the size of this pacu. Bro, that's probably like a, well, I wanna say 10-plus-year-old pacu. He looks very, very old. He's probably full grown. That's about how big they get. And he's living life in this beautiful pond/aquarium with a bunch of yellow belly turtles. What do we got in here? Oh, I didn't even see that guy. We got a snapping turtle right there. I don't know what kind exactly. Probably a Florida snapping turtle. Everything here is like Florida themed. Oh, my favorite, dude. We got two little puffers. These guys right here have the most personality out of any puffer fish, out of any fish really. And right here we got two of them. We actually used to have two of them just like this. Then you even got the little leopard puffer fish that we catch all the time back there. This is like a Jupiter, Florida themed aquarium. What's that right there? I think that's a grunt. Oh, and then you got a snapper, right? Yellowtail? Yep. That's pretty cool. Big old mangrove in the middle of the cylinder tank. Now it looks like there's two sides to it, which is pretty sick. It ends up dividing right down the middle. That's cool. I don't think there's anything in there, but we got Sergeant Major in here. Big old catfish right there. Saltwater catfish. Almost looks like a shark, right? That's awesome though. A cylinder tank, but divided in the middle, so you can actually put like two different species in here. I've never been here, so everything's a mystery. But right here we got a little clownfish. Everybody loves clownfish. This is a touch tank, so this is pretty much like a tide pool. It's got sea urchins, hermit crabs. There's probably conch in here as well. Anything you would find in a tide pool around here is in this pretty much DIY tide pool. Bro, what is that? Is that a cubera? I can't really get a good view on it, but I think it is a cubera snapper. Now they could be quarantining it. That's why it's in this aquarium. Not exactly sure. Oh my gosh, look at this. Giant aquarium. How is there no fish in here? That's crazy. They may have had like a disease outbreak, and that's why that guy's in there. Probably usually is in here. Everything's getting quarantined while they figure this out. But an absolutely beautiful aquarium. And behind me right here, we got mangrove snapper. What is that, little blue runners? Oh yeah. These cylinder tanks are really cool because the fish just constantly swim in a circle. That's big. That keeps them really, really healthy. Look at this yellowtail. That thing's so pretty. That's what we caught the other day. That's it in an aquarium, literally. So these are all the sharks you have here in Jupiter. You got lemon sharks, bull sharks, hammerheads, black tips, sandbars. The list goes on. Those are just the ones I know. What do we got here? Oh, reptiles. That's pretty cool. Some sort of snake right there. Apollo. Oh, this is Apollo. He's a corn snake. Really, really pretty. You'll find these guys here in Florida. But look how big he is. That is the biggest corn snake I've ever seen in my life.
And he's only like 3 years old.
Dang. What does he eat?
So in captivity, he eats field mice that we get.
Okay.
We have frozen field mice that we feed to him. That is a bullhead snake. Well, he's not native. He's a native species.
Gotcha. This is some sort of glass lizard. So I've actually seen these guys. They hang out in like little burrows and stuff of that sort. He's probably back in there. Oh no, he's right there. Oh my, look at him. I don't know how well you can see him, but it almost looks like a snake. It's a lizard. It has no legs, and he just slithers around like a snake, but he's actually a lizard.
This right here is a little ant farm, so they'll go up in these tubes, and this is where the queen is and everything. And then
So that's like their nest?
Yeah, that's where they.
What's this thing?
That's like a little habitat. They drink the water, they feed. You can see all the little ants right down there.
Are they alive?
Yeah, see them moving.
Oh my gosh, they actually are. Those are little ants. So then they go up these tubes, and that's where they lay their babies, I'm assuming.
And protect the queen.
And the queen's in there?
Yeah, the queen's in there.
Wow, that's actually really unique.
If the queen wasn't in there, they'd all be dead.
Dang. What's like the purpose behind this place?
So this place it's promoting awareness about the environment around here up in North County, Palm Beach.
Okay.
It's
That's what I figured.
More pertaining to the Loxahatchee River.
What's kind of in that area and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that first
cool.
tape that you guys came across is the wild and scenic portion.
Okay.
And there's only 2 wild and scenic rivers in Florida. This river being one of the first ones.
That was honestly an experience. Really, really cool seeing everything that we catch here on the daily basis in Jupiter, Florida, in aquariums for the first time. Big shout out to the River Center. They also offer a bunch of programs from fishing to volunteering and a bunch more. I'm gonna have their website linked in my description down below. Go check it out, especially if you're looking for something to do this summer. So as you guys can see by the title and thumbnail, this could be the return of the saltwater pond, along with like my regular lifestyle. I went through a really tough situation of having to get rid of a lot of my animals, and it has been almost 2 years since I've had everything. I've taken a lot of time to think on this just so I can make sure I'm really making the right decision. But I also wanted to get some feedback from you guys. That's kind of why I'm making this video before I even make a final decision. Fish tanks and animals is something I grew up with my entire life. I had pet miniature pigs when I was about 8 years old. I had little monkeys, I've had reptiles, and I've of course had fish tanks. When I was about 17 years old is when I started sharing it with all of you guys. And for the last almost 5 years now, we have been doing YouTube as a full-time job. Beforehand, I think I got a little ahead of myself, and although I loved my animals, I was just doing it on a pedestal that I was not prepared for at the moment. Kind of getting ahead of myself, getting into projects while still working on other projects. It was just a lot at the time. I got overwhelmed. I also signed a horrible deal to get into that property where I was making all these videos. So then I ended up having to leave. When I had to leave, I couldn't find another house like that with all that land and that big garage space to move my pond. So I actually had to get rid of everything. As bad as I didn't want to, I had to. I didn't have a choice at that time. We had probably one of the coolest saltwater ponds on YouTube to ever exist. From the fish to the pond setup, it was amazing. Crystal clear water, beautiful predatory fish that always put on a show for you guys. And it's something I literally think about every single day. Not only did it make me extremely happy having those animals, but it also made you guys extremely happy watching them. So that is why I'm making this video. I want to get some of your guys' opinions. If you guys really wanted to see another saltwater pond, it's something I would be willing to make happen just because I love it, you guys love it. It's like a double win. Now that it's been almost 2 years, I could truly say I've learned a lot of great lessons about decision making, purchases, and stuff of that sort. I don't ever want to make the same mistake again. I think I really had to go through something like this. So when I'm older and, you know, I don't have as much time, I won't make a mistake like this, because something like this I can come back from at this age. But if I was older, you know, with kids, a wife, it may not be possible. So I think God had to make me go through a really tough time at a young age to make sure it never happens again down the road. And, you know, me being young, I have the time. I can, you know, fall back a little. I can make mistakes and still come back from them. Like I said, though, I learned a great lesson from all of this. I miss my fish tanks and animals so much. You know, I would do anything in the world to go back and try to somehow keep that house, but at the same time, we got to move on and find something that can work even better. I do have contacts with the pond people who designed my last pond. I'm in the talks with them about designing another possible pond. I'm also in the works of finding a house. That has been an extremely hard process with the election and everything else going on in this world at the moment. You know, house prices are outrageous. And yeah, I don't really want to get myself back into a deal that I was in before. So I'm really taking my time with this. As soon as I find the right house for the right price, I'm gonna make the move ASAP and get things back on track to just sharing my everyday life with you guys and things I truly enjoy. I know I've also mentioned traveling, so that's something I also want to get into. I think if we have the main thing, we can do traveling on the side, and that's gonna be the plan. Get a nice place to call home, rebuild all my tanks, go from there, and if everything is going great, we can even add some traveling to that. Although I love the pond and the fish tanks, having that many is a lot of work. It's a full-time job. So as long as you guys like it and you guys want to watch it, then I will be willing to do it. The good news about all of the past troubles was that we rehomed every pet we had to a phenomenal home. I want to know though, guys, what was your favorite pet that I had? Was it the octopus? Was it the saltwater pond? Was it the mini saltwater pond? Was it the reptiles? Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite pet that I've ever owned was right now. The return of the saltwater pond may be coming soon. If you guys really want to see a saltwater pond, let's test it. Get this video to 5,000 likes. 5,000 likes. I will then bring you guys along on the process of talking about designing a new saltwater pond. The ponds do take quite some time to build, so it also gives us some time while we're looking for a new house. I think everything will work out at the perfect timing, God's timing. Every time I've tried to do it on my own, it has failed. Every time I've left it to God, it has worked, and that's the truth. So I'm going to continue with that mindset. I want to put out the best content possible for you guys. That means whatever you guys want to see, I want to do it to the best ability. So if it's the saltwater pond, if it's traveling, if it's whatever it may be. Of course, I enjoy these things. I wouldn't mention them to you if I didn't, but you guys are part of my family, literally. So there is no Nick Bingo without you guys watching. So I want to make sure. That being said, I will see you guys in the next one. See you.